think my topic, I'm glad Gage is here because he can kind of relate to this topic. We're going to talk about, even though you probably haven't seen it, the Rocky Horror Picture Show and why it is so fucking awesome.
Fucking victory.
Okay.
Fucking great movie.
What's
1975.
We need
Tim Curry.
Okay.
Susan Sarandon.
Super.
Okay.
Like.
I'm gonna get provide.
We need to like make a gif out of that if we can do that. It's like so super.
Anyway, backstory. It's based on. It was originally like a
transvestite.
It was a theater like a
Really?
yeah. I'm gonna get to that. It was originally like a theater production, like a Broadway style production, written by a guy named Richard O'Brien. That was basically like an homage and like it's like just like an homage and kind of a celebration of like old school like horror movies and sci-fi movies and the LGBTQ culture. It was a really back in the 70s.
75 was when that's
ahead of its time.
And essentially, it doesn't have much of a plot, but it's a fun musical with outrageous characters that involves a recently engaged couple getting lost in the woods and they go to a big scary castle, you know, super cliche, old school horror.
I thought it was a movie.
It is a movie. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is based on that play. And it was adapted in 1975. Okay. And they introduced a mad scientist character named Dr. Frankenfurter.
And so the play was in
the play was a few years prior.
It was a play,
but the
movie was
it turned into a movie with Tim Curry, who's well known for. Have you seen the movie Congo?
I guarantee you've seen Tim Curry. You just don't. I'll show you.
Has he ever played like a Santa for some reason?
I can see
it was Tim Allen.
No.
Tim Allen. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No, you've probably seen this guy. You just don't realize it.
He was in the movie Clue.
This guy.
He was the butler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Frankenfurter. No, it's a movie about a transvestite named Dr. Frankenfurter who's like a mad scientist, and Tim Curry plays him, and he runs around wearing drag. And he runs around wearing drag. He plays the entire movie in high heels. A man.
5-inch heels.
In like spandex and fishnets, and it's just a musical that makes no sense, and it is one of the funniest and most entertaining things I've ever seen in my life.
And the first time Zach saw it, it was in
the Blue Note,
but where people are interactive with it, which became a thing because it started out, I believe, in London,
New York,
UK.
New York.
No, it started off in the UK.
Well,
film.
Well, here's the
but
thing.
in New York, it became where people started becoming interactive with it.
Okay, I'm confused now. So is it a play?
It was a play that turned into a movie,
and now it's back to a play.
No, here, Gage, shut the fuck up. Let me explain this.
It's interactive and London.
No. Let me explain. It started off as a play just called The Rocky Horror Show.
Okay.
And that spawned, I'm sorry, Gage, I love you. It spawned a movie in 1975 called The Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is what most people know of.
You got me.
And this movie was for one, it absolutely bombed back then.
It was a B-rated movie, essentially.
It was like one of those movies picture a movie about like gay people and transvestites being released in 1975. That's kind of taboo now to an extent.
Yeah.
And basically it bombed. And before long, the movie basically became like the cult classic, you know? Like, before long, this movie theater in New York started, like, playing it at midnight, where it was, like, a little more socially acceptable, so, like, kind of the gay people and just kind of hot people, and people who just loved the movie would go out at midnight, and, like, they would see it, like, every week, and they would all and then it became, like, a giant event. Like, they would all sing along to the songs, they would dance.
As they're watching the movie.
As they're watching the movie.
They would dress up.
They would dress up, they would get up and dance during parts, and, like, there are scenes in the movie that they bring props. Like, at the beginning, the opening scene is a wedding, and so people are, like, throwing rice in the movie theater.
And nowadays they throw, like, shredded up paper confetti and shit.
And, like, there's a part in the rain where everybody brings squirt guns and starts squirting, and it's just started branching out, and it's become a phenomenon. And I had never seen it, but I've always heard about it, and what is this movie about? And so this place here in town called the Blue Note had, like, they were, like, a showing of it.
Yep.
And so I went with Gage, my girlfriend, and two of her friends, Sarah and Katie, were in town, so we all went to go see it. And it was my first time seeing it. I didn't know what to expect. Like, we were standing outside the theater, right? And, like, this kind of very strange kind of older dude was like, I didn't understand the context of what he said, but he was like, do we have any virgins in the group?
Wow.
And, like, apparently, like, fans of that movie referred to people who've never seen it as virgins.
That's a little fucked up.
And like the movie is like so scandalous and sexual and just funny and weird. And like that's just what it's known for. And there was this lady running around the theater with like a lipstick, and people who haven't seen it, she was painting V's on their forehead. She got my girlfriend. I was in the bathroom, so I didn't get it. Yay. And so we were watching it, and I was just like, what is this? And it was like weird, I couldn't really understand it, and then I decided to like actually watch it when there weren't a whole bunch of people screaming and yelling. And by the way, like apparently when you see, there's this character Brad, and then Susan Sarandon's this character Janet. When Brad's on screen, everyone yelled asshole, and Susan Sarandon's on screen, everyone yells slut. It's just weird. Or a whore, depending on what you feel like doing. And it's just so fun and like so weird. It's like, there's the most, like you probably heard that song Time Warp. Like, let's do the time.
We saw it at the high
warp
school
again.
plays when we were in high school. When we were seniors, the juniors did it.
But anyway.
Let's do the time warp.
But anyway, there's a lot of iconic songs from this movie, and like they just show up at the castle. There's these weird characters like this riff raff, like this stereotypical hunchback butler who's just like, ah, you're wrecked. He really says that's a quote.
I was like, what?
And then they break out in a song and dance, and then Tim Curry running around in high heels and spandex and shit, dressed like a woman, and he's like, how you do that? And it's just so, weird and so crazy. I'm gonna show you
So what's
characters
the
from
topic? Like what's
I mean, this is the topic and why it's so awesome. And y'all need to see this
honestly,
movie.
that sounds like something I'm not interested
It
in
was,
whatsoever.
Oh, no,
it
you
caters to a particular
Alright, let's put it this way.
audience.
You thought you would enjoy Soko. You enjoyed fucking Soko.
That's an iconic
I
scene from the
feared
movie.
for my life every
That-
time that bitch walked by me.
That's when he's singing
Yeah, but
Sweet
you can't
Transvestite.
debate stuff
Yeah.
that fucking
You were sitting on
matter.
the outside, I was in the middle.
Because I was like, bitch, look at that.
I was just going straight forward like, fuck.
Doc, you heard that story, right?
No.
Where we took Derek to see a drag show at a local gay bar.
The drag show, it was just,
It was like a comedy show with
was
men
hilarious.
dressed as women, basically.
I know what it is, but I mean, I'm just like,
And at one point, one of them walked by and kissed Gage on the forehead, let the big old
Why
lipstick
there my
stain.
titties and I did this?
And then Derek was like, "Ha, that's hilarious, not me." No.
Yeah. I got you.
But me, I don't mind it because like my wife used to kind of be. I turned her. That's what I'm telling myself.
Okay then.
But like the girl
I
that
have the power.
you know, she rents another room. She's living with her partner at the moment, but pays us rent. So
I have lived here like 2 months now, and I have never seen her in this house.
it's
really
this guy.
funny.
This guy's the woman.
Oh, whatever.
That drag show, that was very funny.
No, remember what they said? Is everyone having a butt fucking good time?
You gotta lick it before you stick it.
This topic would be better if you guys have seen it, but I'm trying to get you guys to watch it. I don't like musicals, and this movie is just so weird and entertaining. It has Meatloaf in it, the man, Mr. Loaf. He's a famous like rock.
Well, I know what it is, but I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna watch it now.
You gotta pee?
I got
Just go pee.
I gotta pee. So bad.
Walk in front of me, man.
And I'm not sure where else to go. I think I just wanted to praise that movie because I've just seen it recently. I've watched it probably like 6 times in the past like 3 months, and my girlfriend loves it. It's just a really fun movie, and it just sounds like it's a blast.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot.
And the fact, like, but this is a podcast about pop culture,
Yeah.
and that movie is a cult classic. Like it's up there with like Fight Club. It's like one of the all-time like classic. And I'm not comparing necessarily objective quality. Like it's just like it is one of the cult classics.
Fight Club, man,
Fight Club, man.
that movie, that really hits me right.
I haven't seen that whole thing either.
You haven't seen the whole one?
Yeah.
Fight Club?
Yeah.
I only watched it recently, 2 or 3 years ago. Remember when you guys came in the dorm when I was watching?
Yeah, it's me, Marco, Anna, Allie.
Yeah, I'd never seen it.
Anna,
I was
Allie.
like, I'd never seen that movie before,
Dude.
man.
In your dorm room?
I mean, no, I was in the lobby.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
But like,
Oh, so that's what they call it these days. The
Yeah,
lobby.
man, that's what we call this room, the lobby. You go hang out in the lobby.
oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, I enjoyed Fight Club, but I would have enjoyed it more if it was in this time. Because I watched it and I was like,
Did you ever watch G4? That channel?
oh yeah.
I remember G4. AK Cops. The channel.
They had this little run they did called Movies That Don't Suck. And it was like,
That's great.
yeah,
I like that.
I don't remember the like exact schedule of it. I want to say it was like, just for example, like every Friday, like 7 or something, they would have that block. And it
It's
was
like classic movies.
yeah, Movies That Don't Suck. And they did Fight Club like all the time.
It's like the only movie that didn't suck.
Like the first time I saw it was on G4.
Hi.
And
Hi. How you feeling?
I think it came out in 99. And the first time I saw it was like 2010, 2011 when they did that. And I was just blown away.
Was that the beginning of your irrational man crush on Brad Pitt?
That's a good looking man.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
I
Which
would
movie
date.
are we talking about?
Fight Club.
Good movie.
Yes. Like the
Is it
whole,
above a 3?
yeah, definitely,
Three.
definitely above a 3. No, but the whole time during the movie, I'm like, okay, this is good, this is a decent movie. But then when like you get to the twist and all that stuff, I was just like, what the fuck?
See, that's how I feel about like Memento. Have you ever seen Memento?
Yes.
Yeah.
You will get
I
lost
know.
in that movie.
You-
But it's
that's
such a
because
good
it's
movie.
so good though.
That
It's
is
so good.
one
yeah.
of those movies you like legit have to watch it like 4 times.
I think watched it like 3, just to like figure out like, wait, what happened with that guy?
So good.
Dude, oh my! It's the same scene
Sounds
like
like
over
Jimmy
and
Fallon.
over.
So
Hey,
good.
that was Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Dark Knight trilogy.
Exactly. Like it's almost the same thing over and over again because he keeps waking up and it's the same thing happening again. You're like, what is? Oh man, that's such a good movie. I recommend that.
Docky
That's
approved.
Yeah. Stamp of approval. But yeah.
We need to make a graphic for that.
Yeah.
Just gonna pop up like his face like.
We go back for like post-production stuff, like right when we say that, just like his face is
Docky
sticking.
approved.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We got the memory and stickers, gifts, we're getting all this shit.
Oh, by the way, speaking of like things we can add,
Yeah.
when our podcast takes off and we become famous and rich and shit,
About my house.
Yeah.
we can make little like. Move this.
Niche
Our little guy, our little guy on our logo right here, the little eyeball, the little 3 with eyeballs. His name is Trey. I'm calling him Trey. And pretty
Let's
soon,
try.
we're gonna. What do you think?
I don't want to know why.
3 gauge.
3.
No, that is a terrible fucking name.
His name is
alright?
Trey.
Who came up with it? It needs to be Albert.
Didn't he came up with it?
Yes.
What?
No, he came up with the name of the channel.
Well, technically,
Oh.
I've had that name for quite a while.
That's been like that was
I just thought it was a good idea.
That was your catchphrase for a long time, but we're gonna start making Trey plushies when we become
Plushies.
famous.
Wow.
So and we,
That's, yeah,
And
we
we
have pretty
Instead of
good.
above a 3, above a tray.
that's the character's name. He's like our Hamburglar.
When we start saying that above a tray, that's when we jump the shark.
Yeah,
We're done.
Yeah.
Fonzie jumped a shark in Happy Days.
Like literally jumped a shark?
On
or
the
like
show, the
term?
character,
Okay.
like
yeah.
he jumped a shark.
Oh.
You know, like
literally.
you know, the guy like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm jumping a shark. Hey.
I meant like the figurative term.
Oh, okay.
The TV term, if you will.
Really?
Above a tray.
Yeah, that's when we're done. Like,
You know, speaking of jumping the shark, I think this episode has reached its conclusion.
we're about to jump the shark.
We're about to jump the
Sure,
shark.
I want to talk about where the name came from.
Consider.
No, that's
We'll let
for
people-
another.
That's for us to
People
know.
wonder.
That's for us to know.
If you want to know, just ask.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. I'm not sure what else to say. Thank you for joining us for, I guess by this point, like almost 80 minutes of complete nonsense and fun. That's what this is all about. We hope you had a good time. I had a good time.
As a dog, it's good first
Ditto.
Mhm.
Docky's like, it was okay. Anyway, we hope you have fun. We hope you had fun. You hope you will continue to join us in future episodes. We plan on this being a weekly thing. So, always a new video to look forward to. Anyway, until next time. We're
Remember, it's above a 3.